What up, boys? How you doing? Mo, Vlad, Nils, Ankar. What's going on, boys? Let's just start it up. It's Friday. I know you guys want to party as usual. SPY, big. It was pretty bullish today. I'm not gonna lie to you. Obviously, next week's OPEX, this could be a big trap. It could be. We could go right back to all-time highs. Let's see what happens. It's got a bunch of ranges here. We did break Wednesday's high, which was very bullish. We're still not even close to all-time highs. So let's see what happens here. But as you guys seen on September's OPEX, let's see what happened here. So this was the week of OPEX. And this was the week before OPEX. So the week before September's OPEX, we did close big red on Friday, which let us lower the next week. But October's OPEX, what did we do here? We closed higher, so we did just keep on range. Let's see what happens next week. There's a bunch of possibilities still. Obviously, we can't get too bearish, we can't get too bullish. OPEX is a binary event kind of thing. What's up, Yash? How you doing? Just like earnings, it doesn't, like, no one knows what's gonna happen. We can rip up, we can rip down. Let's see what happens. I position myself mostly short for next week, but if Monday we get a big green candle or something, I might just change up. Let's see what happens. There's no telling what happens next week. We did close below one of my levels, or did we? Let's see. So I have levels drawn out everywhere, and we did break out above. Looks like a false breakout, came right back down, retested it twice, and we couldn't get 3 times and couldn't get back through the level. Aftermarket, obviously we got above it, but what matters is we closed below this 467.38 on SPY. So let's see if we get a gap down on Monday. What's up, Enoch? What's up, Guggen? How you guys doing? Other than that, I mean, let's zoom out a little bit because I have all these levels here, and the levels don't mean nothing. You guys have seen so many times my levels, it touches them to the penny and then it reverses. So let's see where we open up. There's no telling right now. Everything until we get back to all-time highs, I cannot be bullish because there's such a big range. Like, what are the odds that SPY runs all the way to 470.65 from here? So we're at 467.28, I think we're sitting at. Yeah, 467-ish. So we need another $3 up on SPY to get a new all-time high. What's up, Gervish? How you doing? Emilio Papa's in here. But yeah, today was very bullish. We had a little bullish reversal into the end of the week. Maybe it was just to scare out some shorts for next week. Who knows, right? But for right now, this is just a bounce. Let's see if we go straight back to all-time highs. We're gonna need some news or something, because it's a big move to all-time highs still. The more likely scenario is to set a lower high and then come down and break this level here, the lows here. But let's see what happens. Again, like I said, when we close under the 8-day moving average on the daily, it's very rare that we just snap right back up. There's usually more selling ahead. So just keep in mind, keep an open mind next week. Don't be too biased. I do have a bunch of short positions for next week, but I do also have long positions for farther out than next week. So both ways. If the market goes down, I'll be hedged. If the market goes up, I'll be hedged. So that's how I set up my account for binary events. What's up, Hamza? How you doing? XLF just staying inside this range, just like I told you guys. This is a very clear range to me. As long as we keep closing between these two candles, we're just going to keep going in these two candles. That is a way more bullish candle than usual on XLF. Other than that, we're just closing within the range. Nothing to see here. IWM completely sideways today. This one got a little ahead of itself. Like I told you guys, just a huge run here. So we're just kind of consolidating. Let's see what happens. Still no, we didn't even break yesterday's high on IWM, so it's still another inside day. Wednesday's big candle, yesterday's inside day, today another inside day. So IWM's due for a big move in one direction or the other. What's up, Andrew? How you doing, Fats? Other than that, everything else just looks like whatever. VIX, I told you guys if we close under 17 bucks, it's very bullish for the market. We did close under 17. Now, do we just compress more, or do we get another pop next week? If this is a higher low on VIX, we can go and take out this 1950 number that we hit on Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday we hit 1990. If we go and test that 1950 again, this market can go much lower. Yeah, I can, don't worry. Pinterest. Let's go into Pinterest. Nils drew a good chart in the chat. For me, it's just consolidation. I mean, there's nowhere to tell where this one is going. We need to trend change. So we have this low, right? Now we have a lower high. Is this the low? If this is the low here, then we can begin the trend change. But if it's not the low, this low right here, we have the lower low, the lower high. Now we have is this the higher low right here? And then do we go up and set a higher high? And that's how you change the trend. That's an ugly ass line. Hit my water bottle, sorry. But yeah, so that's what we need to do. We set the low, lower high, higher low, higher high. So that's what we need to do to change the trend on pins. We have a lot of time, or T took those leaps. There's a lot of time on those to trend change, and I like that he took a lot of time on it. Other than that, right now, it's just kind of sideways, consolidating. CHWY, we took lottos yesterday, the $75 lottos. I called out 29 cents. Why did I take them? Look at this. It crossed back over the 50-day, and every time it touched the 50-day, it's been bouncing. So right here, crossed over, came down, consolidated 3 days, met right. This is an inflection point. You have the 50-day moving average and the 8-day moving average. So that's 2 layers of support, and we blew, look at this, 9% day straight up. Then more consolidation after a 9% day. We broke back below the 8-day, but then we went and tagged the 50-day almost yesterday. So that's why I took those lottos. Thought we would have a big move off the 50-day again, just like we did here. And look what we got. We got an 8% day. Last time we got a 9% day. Today we only got an 8% day. I only got about 600% on my lottos. I'm sorry, guys. I missed out. But still looks great. I mean, I would have rolled these over if I didn't go into SNDL and the Amazon lottos and one more play I took, I forget. But if I didn't take those, I would have rolled the CHWYs into $80 next week's. But you guys see, every time it has a huge day, it usually has a consolidation day. Very rarely do we get 2 huge days in a row unless we break the 50-day like this. Tesla just sideways all day, just garbage. Nothing on this stock right now looks bullish to me. I know a lot of people just keep talking about, did Elon sell, did Elon sell, did Elon sell. It doesn't matter if he sold, man. Look at the price action. It's very clearly telling you that it wants lower. After this massive run up, volatile stocks up, our volatile stocks down as well, guys. So we're getting this consolidation very quickly, very heavy. And yesterday was an oversold bounce, or Wednesday was an oversold bounce, just like I said. Yesterday we gapped up, but then closed lower. So that's just saying there's no more buyers. It's all sellers. What's up, Muhammad? How you doing? What's up, Vladdy? Yeah, so we just rolled over again. So there's nothing here that's telling me this is bullish. Nothing at all. As long as, but I mean, the levels that I have are 1030, 1070, 1150, right? So if it did close above 1030, so if it holds 1030 on Monday, we could have a move to 1070 and then 1150. But if it breaks underneath 1030, it's 995, and that's not a convincing enough close. Like, that daily candle doesn't look good. The intraday is whatever. They don't know what to do here. There's just buyers against sellers. DKNG, target looks like trash. I cut these for a loss. Nothing much to say here. Might be good longer term, but there's not enough here for me to jump in quite yet. We're just taking out lows. Took out lows again today. We closed at lows. And nothing there for me yet. UPST, same thing. There's earnings. They crushed earnings. I think it was an overreaction to the upside first for UPST, and now I think it's an overreaction to the downside on earnings. Vlad called out this UPST today. He absolutely murdered it. I mean, I think he called it out like down here, and it just kept going and going and going. So congrats, Vlad. Maybe I'll follow your next play. Other than that, there is a huge gap to fill all the way to 307, but to fill that gap, we need to get above this earnings day massacre number. So 271. If we get over 271 on UPST, we can run to the 3 gap fill. Gap fill to... The gap fill can go all the way to 308. So 271 close on UPST can send it all the way to 308. Remember that. Net, intraday it's going up. Lots of people complaining, whining. I guess I'm holding net over weekend. I called net for November 26th. It's a 2-week out play. Obviously, I was going to hold over the weekend. If I wanted something today, I would have taken net puts that expire today. If you look at the daily, it's kind of consolidating here. First day, it did close back above the 8-day moving average, so that's not good on the daily. But the whole play for me was based on the weekly. The weekly, last week's candle showed a lot of profit taking. We're way above the 8-day moving average. And what else is there here? Look at every single time, like I explained on the charting session, if you attended, every time the weekly has been far off the 8-day moving average, we've been pulling back to the 8-day, and most of the time it comes back to the 21-day as well. It might take some time, which is why I gave myself 2 weeks. I would have taken even farther out, but that price for $1 for 2 weeks out was really good for me. So if OPEX does bring the market down next week, we should get paid on those net puts very well. Other than that, I don't even watch the chart on these kinds of plays. This is more of a macro type of trade. Why are you going to look at 5-minute charts and then ask me about it every 5 minutes? GRWG, this is a solid company. Um, they really shit the bed on earnings last time, though. A lot of people are very bullish on this company. It was very clear support here around 35 bucks. When we broke through there, look at the momentum to the downside. We broke through, retested, and then dumped more, right? But right now, we have weed legalization possible on Monday. All these stocks will soar if they pass the bill. And GRWG, I like T's leap play on it. It gives you enough time. One example of a company that does what GRWG does is IIPR. I remember I bought this one at 60 bucks. I sold it around 100 something. I probably still have my trend lines on there. Yep. So this is one that I played way back in the day. This is a weed stock that gives real estate to weed companies to grow, and they pay a dividend. I bought this one at around 60 bucks, I think, right around here, and I sold it around 95. And yeah, I regret it. It's up at 280 bucks now. This is probably the strongest weed stock I've ever seen in my life. So keep an eye on this one, IIPR. GRWG, I think they do the same kind of thing. I haven't looked into them properly, but I think they provide property for marijuana companies to grow their weed there. So let's look into that one. ASML, nice reversal here. All-time highs at 880, 894, but 888 is the real resistance. 888 because it's rejected there so many times. See that? We came back and rejected right at 888, came all the way down, and now it's back into an uptrend. And it took, these previous highs are at 857. Today we went up to 855. So if we get over 857 next week, this one should go to our strike price. And we have 2 weeks, so these are also November 26th, so we have a lot of time. Today we're up 2.19%. If you look into ASML, it's one of the best companies in the entire world. They have a monopoly on chips. They actually make the chips for AMD, NVIDIA, TSM, all of them. They make the little materials for them. So keep an eye on this company long term. I would even throw some stock in my long-term portfolio if I do get a big dip on this one. Amazon just sticking between the levels. Look at these yellow lines. You guys see exactly where the body of the candles are closing. Looks like we closed within this range right here between 35.45 and 34.82. That's the only two numbers that you need to know. 35.45 and 34.80. Oh, that's 24. 35, 45, 34, 80. This is a big range on Amazon. There is a number that it's sticking to right now. Like I said, 35.23. So 35.23 would be another number in there. But those are the main numbers right here. And as you can see, that's a huge range. That's almost a 70-point range there. And we just got to wait for it to break one way, for it to take a swing on it. Of course, we can scalp it or take lottos and stuff. But again, look at this. Lower, low, lower, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high. If this is the low right here, if, I'm not saying it is, I'm saying if Amazon has put in a daily higher low here, that means the next move on Amazon should take us over 36.05. So just keep an eye out for that 36.05 over it. Uh-oh, I don't want to hit that button. Yeah, so 36.05. If this daily trend has changed and we go and make a higher daily high, 36.05 will break and we can be on our way to 3,700 next for Amazon. Veru, another one I called out based on the COVID pill. If you guys look at this weekly breakout, this is just textbook stuff. I told you I love falling wedges. This one was just a beautiful falling wedge. Broke out last week. You could say it closed within the range. This week, just absolute ripper. Ripped up 15% this week. The leaps are up nice. Everything looks nice. When they do release the COVID pill, this stock can double. As you see on the daily here, wedge, falling wedge breakout, retest, and absolute rip. So this is just textbook stuff to learn from. Other than that, why do I love the falling wedge so much? Here goes Shopify. Huge day, 12% day today. All-time highs. Nothing really to say about Shop. If you got in, congratulations. No resistance above here because obviously there's no sellers. It's all-time highs. And they got really good news today. But one thing about them is Motley Fool said they should be $1 trillion company. If this is $1 trillion company, then how much should Amazon be worth, right? Other than that, Shop does look good for a continuation on Monday. Just a lot of volume, all-time high break. No resistance up here. PayPal will do, and then I'll do one more after this. It is Friday, guys. Come on now. PayPal, just there's nothing here. I've gone over this chart so many times. I mean, if you want equity, it's not a bad time to start an equity position in here, just because it's so like beaten down and it's a solid company. I think I heard somewhere where PayPal has lost $60 billion in the last 2 months of market cap. So if you want equity or long-term leaps, then that's fine. But if you're looking for a shorter term, weekly or monthly, it's just too risky here. Unless it gets over this 212.40 area, it can gap fill all the way to 226. But other than that, it could go sideways for a bunch of days, just like Snap. Look at Snap. I did add leaps today, but look at this. After bad earnings, it's gone sideways for like 3 weeks now. PayPal can do the exact same thing. I like Snap as a long-term investment way more than PayPal, just because of the virtual and augmented reality and the metaverse and all that kind of stuff. Disney looks like trash. They completely missed their earnings. Same thing. After earnings, sometimes it can just go completely sideways for 4, 5, 6, 2 months. Like it can go for 4, 6 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. It can just go sideways. As long as it doesn't get over this gap number right here and gap fill all the way to 174, it can go sideways. I'll show you an example of sometimes it doesn't do that. Look at Etsy. Etsy had terrible earnings back here. Went sideways for like 4 weeks almost. 4 weeks, and then it just completely took off. Completely filled the gap, kept going, pulled back, higher high, higher low, then a lower low. And it just faked everyone out, stopped everyone out, then made another higher high, higher low, higher high. You know what I mean? So anything is possible here. Fiverr, also terrible earnings back here. Big gap down, just went sideways for so long. Went into the gap, almost filled half of it, and now it's just kind of teasing with it again. ATVI looks great. I like this one a lot. I missed the CNBC segment yesterday because I was on voice chat with you guys. But CNBC really pumped ATVI and EA. I like the EA chart a little bit better just because it shows a lot of strength. Smaller market cap, more likely to get bought out. But if you look at this weekly chart on EA over 149, this one can really fly. Just because, look at this. This is a resistance from 2018. 2018 was the last time it was this high. Then in August of 2020, it retested it. January of this year, it retested it. June of this year, retested it. August, September of this year, retested it. And now it's going for it again for like the 9th time. So if it gets through 149, a lot of shorts, stop losses are above this range right here. When the shorts get squeezed out, that's when this one can really start flying. So watch this EA. It's probably one of my favorite plays over 149. If it gets over 149, a lot of shorts should get squeezed out, and this one should start running. You see how it's just tagging along the 50-day the whole way up? So keep an eye on this EA Sports, guys. Thank you guys for attending. I'll see you on Monday. Let's get another weekend.